What's up, NYJohn here. I'll be casting this match of the Fnatic Raidcall Cup number 5 between RCITC and Virtus Pro, And we're about to get into the banning phase here. We already have 2 bans out. It's going to be Brewmother from RCITC and Tinker from VP. And then the follow-up is going to be Nagasaran from the Dire, and the Radiant will take out Lycan. All very standard thus far. Thank you for joining me. Fnatic Raidcall Cup number 5, of course, sponsored by Raidcall. Go check out their website if you get a chance. And hopefully we have a good game on our hands. It's going to be a couple games casted today, so if you can tune in and stick around for as many as possible, I would really appreciate it. And here we go, looking for the 3rd ban. It's going to be Nature's Prophet for the Dire. So the final ban coming out for VP before the Dire get the first pick. What will they want to take out here? Chen is still in the pool. There's also options like Rubik. A lot of teams have been letting go and getting first picked often. They're going to take out Lone Druid. So now the option is available. Darkseer will be the first choice. And now Invoker and Chen are both available as well. So we'll see how VP want to respond with these 2 picks. Maybe Invoker Rubik or Chen Rubik. We've also seen a lot of teams prioritizing heroes like Venomancer because of his laning phase presence. But Darkseer is certainly a strong hero to give up in drafts and picks, but RCITC securing him. And this is a first round matchup. You could check out the brackets. Let me find the website for that. Let's see. You could head over to play.fnatic.com, tournaments, and then the play raid called Dota 2 Cup 5, and the brackets are available there. This looks like it was set up as 128, I believe they said, team tournament, so pretty big tournament. A lot of teams allowed to participate, and we do see Enigma and Leshrac are the follow-up picks from VP. Now the Dire will take Chen and Invoker. So nothing out of the ordinary yet. A lot of pushing power on the back of that Chen, as well as some for VP on the back of Leshrac and Enigma. So we'll see how they're able to cope with that. I do like Enigma pick versus Darkseer. Malphistun does a good job of kind of wasting the duration of the Surge, so I think it's a pretty nice setup to have when Darkseer's in the long lane and you have Enigma in your own jungle, because you can set up ganks on him pretty effectively. That level 2 or level 3 Malphistun definitely hurts him. And Sanking will be the 3rd pickup from VP, and now we're going to go into the second phase of banning. It is the Dire's ban. What do they want to take out here with their 4th ban? Let's see. They might want to start aiming for some carries. Morphling is still in the pool. He could be a target here. The Radiant do have a jungler, Leshrac, which could be support, and Sanking, which could also be support. That's what I go under the impression of. And they're going to take out Chaos Knight first, so reasonable ban. He's been in and out of the competitive scene for quite some time now. Some teams love him, some teams despise him, and they can't really get things going with him quite to the level they want him to be at. Now a ban from VP. They're probably going to want to take out carries as well. So both teams, they can take out supports too, though. Perhaps some of the stronger supports, Venomancer and Crystal Maiden, could be targeted. They're going to take out Rikimaru first, so I'm not sure if these 2 teams have a repertoire or know each other too well. And now the 5th ban coming out from RCITC. Rubik is still in the pool. I'd be surprised to see him make it through. He's been very high priority for a lot of teams recently. We even see teams like Complexity picking him first over other really prevalent heroes. And it's going to be a Queen of Pain ban. So another aggressive hero taken out from the Dire. They don't want to give that up. They want to be secure in the early game phases. And now the final ban from VP. Looks like the final ban for VP was in fact tied, so the response is a Morphling from the Dire team. And now VP will pick up Lich. So Lich we don't see all too often, but he has been in and out. Couple games, it's not that unordinary. It gives you a lot of options in terms of being able to duo mid as well as have a dual bot lane and be successful, and even top lane. The denying just allows so much versatility in any lineup. The last pick for RCTIC.
10 seconds remaining.
And they have their carry offlaner and invoker. They're going to go for a support here probably. Do they need a stun though? Yes they do, so maybe Crystal Maiden is a better choice than Venomancer because of that, but Venomancer certainly has to be on the table. Also Shadow Demon, just because he combos up so well with Invoker if you want to go for that Exort build. Just one of the best heroes at setting up kills to great effectiveness. And we'll see the fifth pick rather, is about to come out, and it's going to be Rubik, who I mentioned before, and I somehow forgot he was still in the pool. So surprised to see him make it that far. And the final pick from the Radiant is going to be Animage. So we're going to see an Animage Lich lane, probably. Enigma. It's going to be interesting. They're probably going to have to tri-lane him and put Sand King on his own lane if they want to jungle the Enigma. I wonder how they're actually going to lane it. We'll figure it out as we get into this one. But Disconnect's coming out, and we might have a remake on our hands. It looks like it's going to be an all-pick remake. So, sorry about that, but hopefully we'll be able to get right back into it as soon as possible. So with that Animage last pick, he is one of the better carries against a Morphling. Of course, Morphling requires a little bit less farm to become very instrumental in teamfights than Animage does, because of that extra versatility he has from that Morph ability that allows him to stand in there and be a part of big encounters without risking too much early on. But Animage, of course, needs to get some tankiness as well as some damage to be more useful in those scenarios. So it's going to see if it goes later. Animage is going to have a distinct advantage over the Morphling. But if the Dire can assert themselves in the middle game, perhaps they'll have an opportunity to take down VP in Captain's mode again. So we might have another remake on our hands. Sorry about that. I'm NYJohn. This is the Fnatic Raidcall Cup number 5. Thank you for tuning in. And they're just picking really quickly. They're actually not going to remake it again. So we're just going to go through and pick again.
Radiant team. Radiant team pick.
So once again, thank you for tuning in. This game is about to get underway. Virtus Pro versus RCTIC. It looks like VP may have forgotten who they picked, as they do slow down here. Lich, Sand King, Leshrac, Animage, and Enigma. If they need a reminder, this is the first game of the day. Look at that, a reminder from the enemy team. How kind. And this is going to be a support Rubik as well, so we do see teams favor both ways of playing the Rubik. This time he will be in the support capacity. And Morphling. So, here we go, maybe for real this time, as we do see players picking up their heroes. I'd assume VP are the favorites. I'm not sure who RCTIC are, but perhaps they have a shot at upsetting VP in this one. Thanks to everyone tuning in, and we're about to actually get underway. Rubik and Darkseer have to be selected though. Definitely two heroes you don't want to go without playing.
10 seconds remaining.
Darkseer's wall is pretty good against NMH though.
5 seconds remaining.
So that's something else to take into consideration, I guess. And of course, Darkseer is just such a frustrating hero. So hard to push against. But here we go for real this time. Let's go over RCTIC's lineup. They're on the dire side, and it looks like Dreddy will be playing Invoker. We have Oivis on Rubik, Vilvander on Morphling, Gilnor on Chen. We have Come with Mogster on Darkseer. And that's going to round up their lineup. For the Radiant, we have Team VP. It's going to be Ravwar on Lich, Wolfgang on Enigma. We have Can't Defeat Airman on Animage, McDeath on Sanking, and of course, that leaves NS on Leshrac. So the heroes are set. They're about to get into their lanes. It looks like they're going to try and duo this mid like I suspected. It gives a lot of farming options, but I did not expect the Enigma long lane, so that's actually how they're going to choose to run it. Enigma may struggle up here. It is not the easiest lane with the Rubik telekinesis, of course, and the fact that Morphling can output so much damage. We'll see how he does manage as the game progresses. Meanwhile, the bottom lane will be Leshrac and Sanking versus this Darkseer. So Enigma, like I said, I like him against the Darkseer because those staggered stuns, really effective if you cast them after or even during the surge effect, because you can definitely waste some of the duration of it, but he will not be here to match up against that. In fact, they're going to double deny the top lane just to frustrate the Dire team, and there it goes. That's going to be pretty annoying for them. And let's put on our last hit denies for the early game. Already one deny coming out. Of course, Lich's denies don't count on the tracker, but for some reason Enigma's do. Middle lane, they're going to do it up as well. They're going to bring in Morphling and Rubik, so a little rotation once they realize what was going on. And now the top is going to be a solo. It's going to be Invoker versus Enigma, and I think that's a pretty good decision because I think Invoker can fare pretty well against Enigma. No real concern to be able to get his farm on pretty actively, as well as still be present if he wants to go for something like that exort build around the map. But in this case, he might be going for Quas Wex. We'll have to see. In fact, I could just check it right now. It looks like he's going to start off with Quas, but that's not really an indicator. We'll see if Animage is going to skill the kind of Asian favorite way, where you go ahead and pick up one in each and go for stats, or if he's going to go a more typical way. Early on, it looks like the bottom lane, they're going to put the farm on top of Sanking, so they're not going to let NS farm. Instead, McDeath is going to get the majority of it, so he's going to be able to get up items early, and that should work out pretty well. We've seen a lot of Sankings get that Blink Dagger around the 12-minute mark and cause havoc across the map. Leshrac, of course, can still get some farm from pulling and such, but it looks like for the time being, he's going to just push Come with Mogster out of the lane as far as possible, and he is kept at level 1 with no experience thus far, so doing a good job of it. Already 500 gold in the back of McDeath. On the top lane, Wolfgang versus our Invoker player. It's going to be Invoker at 2-0, meanwhile Wolfgang at 4-5, so Deny is coming into play to a great extent thus far, and Invoker is going to pick up Exhort, so possibility for a lot of stun strikes coming out. Hopefully he'll be able to create something, and Regen is going to be picked up on the bottom lane from Ravwar. He's going to get that rune, and that's one of the other better parts of having a duo mid. You have more control over the runes across the map. I'm going to throw a Frostblaze on Vilvander. If I'm mispronouncing names, forgive me. Of course, some of these players I haven't even seen before, so have to bear with that. Thank you for tuning in. I'm NYJohn. This is the Fnatic Raidcall Cup number 5. Be casting matches all day, so be sure to tell your friends and stay tuned as we do see another Frost Blast. And this is another part of having that Lich in the middle lane. He could spam off those Frost Blasts and really frustrate this Morphling. Morphling has to pop a salve already. But of course, RCITC have that Chen jungler, and he's jungling freely, so that's going to be an advantage for them. We'll see what they can make out of it. Invoker does pick up his CS, now 8 for 1, so catching up with Enigma at 8 for 8. On the middle lane, though, it looks like they're going to try and go on Vilvander. And can they get enough damage to try and take him out here? He does have a waveform available, so he should be safe. He also has Morph up if he wants to. And now they're going to turn their attention to Rubik, who is out of mana, put some autos on him, and then back up a little bit. We do see Chen rotating in, but nothing is going to come of that as he backs off pretty promptly. So nothing going on there. A little bit awkward for Chen to come in. I guess if they continue to dive, he had a troll creep, so he would have netted them up and tried to make something out of that. We see Sanking is by and far the best farmer in the game at 24 for 8. So he is killing the competition right now. McDeath having a great time on bottom. Free farm, unbaited. And wow, come with Moxter only sitting at 0 for 0. So hasn't even picked up a last hit with that Ion Shell. Really dominant performance in this bottom lane for VP, and this is going to be problematic for RCTIC as we progress. Like I said, when you get that mid-game or even that early game farm up on Sanking, and he has that Blink Dagger, come in with those epicenters, it does so much damage to underleveled heroes, and even any hero for that fact. And there's not that much tankiness going on for the Dire lineup, especially if you can't get farm on the back end of your Darkseer. So Sanking, 1,600 gold in the bank. Definitely leading the way in this one. Can't defeat Airman. He's doing pretty well in the middle lane. He's 12 for 10, so he's ahead of the 7 for 5 Morphling, which is going to be a victory for him as he puts some harassment on top of Vilvander. Vilvander's going to have to back up here yet again. He decides not to wait for him. Probably the smart decision. Saves up his mana, as some of it's getting sapped away from him. We do see level 2 up on that mana break, so not going for that more Eastern build on that hero. Chen in the jungle has a DD up. He's going to be able to farm a little bit quicker. The wave is pushing the bottom lane, so this is going to give Darkseer some experience. He goes to level 2. He's almost level 3 as well. Here we have a stun coming out from Death. He's going to pop off the chain with the epicenter, and down goes Darkseer. First blood on the bottom lane for McDeath, and just building on top of his already dominant performance. And now Sunstrike coming out, going to try and hit on top of him, but I believe they split the damage. It looks like it actually did hit. Top lane, Chen's going to go ahead and push Wolfgang out of the lane. But Wolfgang not too daunted by that. Just going to turn right back around and make his way back in there. In the middle lane, Vilvander is alone now, as we do see the rotation to the top from Rubik. He's looking for an opening to try and take advantage of this solo Enigma, which usually isn't that great. But in this matchup, there's not that much kill potential on the back of an Exhort Invoker without someone coming in and really helping out. And we haven't seen that yet. While Chen did a really good job of getting that free farm in the jungle, he hasn't gotten involved in the top lane yet. Now we see going on Vilvander yet again. His mana is taken down, so he doesn't have a waveform up. And Animage is definitely cognizant of that fact, so a little bit more caution needs to be executed by Morphling. Otherwise, he could put himself in a bad situation. On the bottom, we see NS once again going for the rune, and full rune control belongs to the Radiant team. Virtus Pro really doing a good job thus far, having map control on top of rune control, and overall just dominating this game. We can check out the goal graph. It's going to be over 2,000 in favor of them in 6 minutes. So usually 2,000 isn't that big of a deal, but in 6 minutes it definitely means something. And now we see Sanking is going to have an urn as well as his arcane boots delivered to him, and those are 2 good pickups. We do see Wolfgang getting himself into a little trouble in the jungle, but nothing to follow up. Nobody can catch him out of place there. And now in the middle lane, the dive on top of Vilvander, and they take out Morphling. Just as I said, he needs to be a little bit more cautious. They go ahead and just end him. And that's going to be more problematic, as we see he's only at 8 for 5 on CS against a 24 for 15 Animage. And while I do believe that Morphling gets effective a little bit earlier towards the mid-game phases, and he could kind of put a lot of damage on there, it's going to be definitely difficult if he can't get that farm up, which is so necessary for him. And now the push is on the middle lane. Virtus Pro going to go ahead and pop off that Edict and do some damage to the tower. The tower is ticking down to around half. They do have a glyph available. There it is. They're going to go ahead and pop it for the rest of the duration of the Edict. McDeath on the bottom lane is going to continue to farm up. He has 900 gold in the bank, and he's going to be inching closer and closer to finishing up that Blink Dagger. And once he does, things are going to be looking very poor for RCTIC, excuse me. This is the first round of the Fnatic Raidcall Cup number 5. I'm NYJohn, your caster, and we see Dreddy's going to back up here as he doesn't want to get too close for Animates to try and take advantage of him. The last hit on the tower will get denied, and it is going to get denied, so a good hit by Chen there. A little bit of a miscue from Animates. He's going to miss the last hit, and he will definitely regret that. Rotation towards the top lane by Wolfgang. He's going to go ahead and check out. The runes going to spawn in another 5 seconds, so we'll see if they continue their dominance over the runes. In fact, Wolfgang's just going back to the top lane to try and handle Vilvander, who has rotated up here to try and find some area to farm in. Meanwhile, Lich is level 5.5. Animage is about to hit 6. So the levels are probably stacking up as well. We do see Invoker did a good job of picking up his farm. Sunstrike almost hits Macbeth in the jungle there, but he narrowly dodges it. Had no idea it was coming, it seemed. And he almost walked into it. That could have been devastating. But now rotation to the top lane. It's going to be Rubik as well as Chen. Chen has a Troll Warlord again, so they can get something going. Enigma comes up in the lane a little bit too far, and they're going to try and pinch in from the behind here. Will they catch him off guard? Wolfgang's going to be in trouble. Vilvander getting ready to go in. He has a waveform level 3, so can definitely deal some damage. And Wolfgang going to continue on to Vilvander. And now from behind, the Fable going to launch out from Rubik. They're going to net him up. He's going to take a lot of damage here. The waveform overshift finish him off. He pops off that soul ring, but he goes down anyway. So a kill secured for the Dire team as Chen gets the last hit on top of Enigma. Now they're going to jump in the middle lane. Dreddy going to be in trouble here as there's no tower to really back him up, but they can't get a slow on him. So he's going to be able to back off pretty easily after losing some mana from those hits from Animage. On the bottom lane, Sanking now sitting at 1,400 gold, and this match is about to get blown wide open when he gets that Blink Dagger. Nobody on the map will be safe, so we'll keep an eye out and see when he's about to pick that up. Oivis has no items going on for him, had to babysit the Morphling in the middle lane, and they really didn't even get the better of that deal. And he's been rotating around trying to help his team out wherever he can, but at the moment, it's not too easy, as they are pretty much losing all the lanes. 3 for 1 is the kill lead. Ice Wall comes up from Dreddy. He's going to be in trouble. The splitter does hit right on top of him, and down he goes. The last hit from Animage takes him out for his second kill of the game. On the bottom lane, meanwhile, Come with Moxer may be in trouble as Macbeth is putting autos on him, but he pops off an Iron Shell and forces Macbeth back a little bit more, who is sitting on 1,700 gold as well. Now Wolfgang may go down for the second time in the top lane. Telekinesis pulls him up. He pops off a black hole. He has no team support rotating in. There's a couple of people in the river, but they're still a ways away, and he goes down. Wolfgang drops for the second time as well, and now an invisible NS is going to look for an opening here, but he has to be a little bit careful as there is a lot of creeps here to put damage on him. He's going to drop off the stun on them, follow it up with the lightning, takes out Chen easily. And now Oivis and Vilvander are going to have to back up while Ravoir rotates into the lane normally. And Macbeth looks like he wants to put a kill on Come with Mogster. He has to be careful. Here it goes. He knows he's in the secret shop. He's just going to stand here, surge use preemptively, and now he may be in trouble. A stun followed up with the epicenter. He's going to be in trouble. Darkseer may drop here. He tries to vacuum him away, but he's going to go down. Macbeth with another kill, his second of the game. 2-0-1 on him. 55 for 16 in CS. He's leading the way in that as well. And just overall taking control, RCITC have no answer for this Sanking. Now Vilvander's even going to get pushed out of lane by a single Lich. So perhaps just being a little cautious, doesn't know who's behind him. Now the bottom lane is going to be pushed as we have Macbeth, Wolfgang, and a TP in from NS. They're all going to come down here and go ahead and take down this tier 1 tower. It's dropping pretty quickly, and there it goes. Meanwhile, in the top lane, they're going to try and do the same. Lich is going to be pushed back into the middle of it. He pops off an ultimate. One lucky bounce onto Oivis. No, the Hand of God popped off by Chen. Vilvander trying to morph up as much strength as possible. He will live through the encounter. And Gilmore as well as Vilvander are going to back up. Killing spree on the bottom lane, though, as Leshrac takes out Darkseer again. Darkseer really struggling. He is now 0 for 4. Not what we expect to see out of Darkseers, as they're such strong heroes and usually impactful in the early stages of the game as well as the middle to the late phases. But right now, definitely not doing as well.
Bottom tower. It's under attack.
And, excuse me for a moment.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Vilvander does have treads up, but 12-minute treads. Definitely not an ideal farm for him. It looks like Enigma also going to be going for his mech soon. He's going to put a Malphite stun on Dreddy, but nothing to really follow up, as Can't Defeat Airman's going to rotate in, though. He's going to look for an opening. He jumps on top very aggressively. Macbeth is there for the stun. They're going to chain it up with the Split Earth, and down he goes. Another kill for Animage. And he has now got 3 kills on his killing spree. Looking really solid. Now a stun comes on top of Vilvander. He could be in trouble as well. The Malphite's chained up with that Burrow Strike. He's going to wait for him out of here. Macbeth is going to be thrown backwards with the telekinesis, but Can't Defeat Airman is just being so forward and aggressive. He doesn't mind that the enemy team is all present there. He's going to go ahead and auto whoever he wants. Now Vilvander's going to get that Iron Shell up on him. They're going to try and D this tier 2 tower, but it's already taken a lot of damage, and we'll have another Edict up in 7 seconds. which certainly may ensure the death of it, but we do see a Sunstrike coming out. It's going to hit on top of NS, taking for a little bit of damage. Lightning going to be spammed out as well, and it looks like the back call has come out from Virtus Pro. So they're going to not risk it on this tier 2 in the middle lane. They got it down pretty low. Now Airman going to continue to farm on the bottom lane. It looks like he's going to be going for his Battle Fury first. He has 1,700 gold in bank, as well as his Perseverance already finished up, so pretty close to getting that. However, rotation in, Vilvander's here as well as Oivis, but he blinks out just in time before Chen can net him off. As Chen has kept that Troll Warlord for the entirety of the game. Good creep to have, of course. Enigma, meanwhile, decides to go for phase boots, so interesting choice in that, but I guess they're ahead by so much that you could definitely make some interesting choices. The kill lead is 8-3, but if we check out the gold graph, we can see it's over 5,000 in favor of VP, as well as the experience graph over 5,000. Top 3 farmers are all on the Radiant side, and now NS going to take damage in the middle lane as a kill comes out for Sanking on the bottom. It's going to be against Chen. However, Dreddy going to back up, not continue on NS. And did he pop the ultimate to get that kill? Yes, he did. Epicenter made it possible. Takes down the Chen. And now it looks like Airman thinking about coming in as well. He is hasted and could try and go on top of Vilvander. The stun comes up. Will he be able to take him out in time? He's going to wait for him away. The blink is available. He is hasted still. And he's going to morph for as much strength as possible. Oivis may have just put himself in danger, but no, Airman's going to continue on top of Morphling. Telekinesis is going to push him backwards. And he's going to change his target to Oivis. And Oivis may have very well just sacrificed himself. He has a Mana Void available. And here it comes. One more hit, or the Mana Void will take him out. There it goes. Down goes Rubik. And another kill secured for Animage. Backs out of the base successfully as well. And you can see he's taking any liberty he wants to, as he really has free reign over this map. Thank you for tuning in. I'm NYJohn from GoForDota.com. This is a Fnatic Raidcall Cup number 5. We have VP versus RCTIC. And now it looks like Wolfgang may be in trouble. He's going to run into Dreddy. Here's popped off Maleficent, and he has a black hole available if he wants to. He's going to pop it off, and the black hole is going to hold Dreddy in place, and the Eidolons are doing a ton of damage, and Dreddy's actually going to go down. No help coming out from Vilvander. He could have rotated in. He doesn't have Adaptive Strike, though, so he couldn't have interrupted it. But still, no movement from him. A little bit surprising. The kill coming out from Wolfgang, and definitely things not going the way of RCTIC right now. Especially on the back end of that unnecessary drop. Dreddy going down to Enigma. Not what he wanted. Virtus Pro in the middle lane going to continue their pressure onto this tier 2 tower. Glyph is not available still. So they're going to pop off full damage on this Edict. It is stolen off by Oivis. But not too concerned about that, as the tier 2 tower is going to be taken down. Denied by Oivis. Ruby gets that deny. Big play by him. And now Wolfgang may be in trouble on the top lane as Vilvander is here along with Chen. They're going to think about going on him. But from behind we have NS coming in as well. And this could end up going against their favor. And here it comes. Chen, going to go ahead and net down Wolfgang. The waveform over, but look at that. The damage taken by the Eidolons already dropped. And now Vilvander has waveform forward aggressively, so he's going to go down as well. 2 kills for VP. Pretty easy. Oivis comes forward looking for an opening, but he won't get anything as the mech has popped off and everyone's back around half health. But it looks like come with Moxers in the area. Oivis steals off another skill. It's going to be the Lightning Storm. It's level 4 Lightning Storm. Pretty spammable skill. 5.5 second cooldown. Pretty good. The wall is going to come out from Darkseer. He catches off 2 heroes, but now he put himself in trouble, and the Mana Void takes him down. Oivis may be in trouble as well. Telekinesis pushes Animage up in the air. The stun comes in. Maleficent on top of Dreddy. Dreddy going to try and retreat out of here. Cannot do so. And he's going to go down. One more hit, and down he goes. And now Macdeath in the back end. He could pop up in Epicenter if he wants to secure this kill, but instead he's going to just let Chen go. Does not want to use the cooldown for only Chen again, as he already has done it once. And it looks like VP have their eyes set on this top tier 2, with Wolfgang trying to hold off the enemy team. We're at 17 minutes. The kill lead is 16-3 in favor of VP over RCTIC. Thank you for tuning in. Plenty of games for you today. If you enjoy the broadcast, be sure to stick around. And this tier 2 on the top lane is going to take a lot of damage. We do hear an engagement on top of Vilvander. He's going to be trying to send back to base by Chen. Will it be successful? Yes, it is, but Oivis will not have the same luck. He's going to go down. Chen may be in trouble here as well. One more stun to take him out. Yes, down goes Chen, and another 2 kills for VP as they exert themselves and truly dominate RCTIC. They're putting on a clinic here. This is the first round, so as I mentioned earlier, VP are probably the favorites. I don't know who RCTIC are, so it's a pretty safe assumption, I think, on my half. And give them credit for coming out and participating. But VP not going easy on them by any stretch of the imagination. NMH does have that Battle Fury up, so he's going to be able to farm, but it looks like he doesn't even want to farm. VP have eyes on the base. They want to try and end this one. They will not have a Chain Frost for another 100 seconds, though, as it is on cooldown. Stun will come out on top of Gilnor. He's going to be in trouble. One more hit, and he goes down. The Frost Blast from Lich able to take him out. McDeath going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's in the forward position, and one more hit. He drops as well. The Sandstorm, but he was in range of the True Set from the tower, so a death on him. Meanwhile, we see Lightning Storm coming out, popping on a lot of the heroes. The stun comes out, and a Vanavoid going to pick off 2 heroes. NMH dominating them. He is now 7-0-2. We can check out the kills. He is leading the way. We have 5-0 on NS as well, and Vilvander may be in trouble here. He has enough mana for 1 waveform, but has to use it before it gets drained by the NMH. And now they're going to be able to focus down the actual tower for a little while. Glyph is available for the Dire team, so they can delay this. And there it is, popped off to try and stop that Edict damage from piling up on the tower. Wolfgang can go ahead and use his Eidolons if he wants to. And there it goes. Eidolons are up. Now he doesn't have enough mana for a black hole, though. So it is available, but he doesn't have enough mana for it. Here it goes. Oh, big epicenter from Death in the middle of the fight. Vilvander going to take a lot of damage. They're able to take down Darkseer before he stepped back to base by the Holy Persuasion. And now Wolfgang going to continue to put damage on this tower. Only getting 1 kill out of the epicenter. A little bit surprising, but still, I'm sure VP are happy with that. And now Gilnor trying to send his friends back to the base, but it's too difficult. They're dying too quickly, and Darkseer just hasn't been able to mount any farm. He only has Triangle Boots on top of a Soul Ring, so really struggling in that bottom lane against McDeath. And Dreddy looking for drums. He also picked up Arcane Boots. Interesting choice on Invoker. You don't see that all too often or ever, but perhaps he had something in mind. Or desperate times, too. His team is struggling in terms of farm. GG is called from RCTIC, so that is going to be the end of the first game. And these are best of 1 as well, so RCTIC are out of the tournament as we see a Chain Frost in the middle lane, plus a black hole. 2 kills. Double kill goes for Lich. And VP going to take it and advance to the next stage of the tournament. This is the Fnatic Raidcall number 5. I'm NYJohn, your shoutcaster. I'm from GoForDota.com. Be sure to stick with me for the majority of the day as we progress through the